Welcome back to the developing story in the US. Votes still being counted in the midterm elections, which took place yesterday. Control both of the House of Representatives and the Senate still appears to hang in the balance. We speak now to Voice of America anchor Ignatius Annor. Ignatius, good day to you and thank you for your time. Results still coming in. What do the results counted so far? Tell us.
Good day to you, Stephen. And as you rightly said, it is still a result that has not really given us a clear picture of which of the political party is taking full control of the upper house, that's the Senate. So far, what we do know, according to early results coming in from the Associated Press, is that the Republicans have a slight majority in the House of Representatives. That party would need 218 seats to take full control of the House of Representatives. As I speak to you now, we would have to wait for results from 4 key states, Nevada, Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin, to be able to know if the Democrats are going to take full control of the Senate or if the Republican will pull a surprise. But I can tell you for a fact that the blue wave takeover that the Republican was hoping for is not exactly is happening on the ground following the elections that happened across the country yesterday. Good news for the state of Pennsylvania. Of course, John Fetterman of the Democratic Party won that election, beating celebrity Dr. Mehmet Oz. It was expected to be a very tight race, but finally the results are indicating that the Democrats have taken control of the House. We've heard from John Fetterman, who has told people in that state that he will not disappoint them as they put their trust in him to serve the Senate. And so currently, as I speak to you, it's not clear which of the two parties have won the upper house, which is the Senate, because 30 of the 35 results have been reported. And so far, what we do know is that the Republican Party have lost 1 seat and the Democratic Party have gained 1. That's in the state of Pennsylvania. In Ohio, though, the Republican candidate also won. So as we speak, we'll have to wait for the hours to go by and also the days to go by to know exactly which of the party is taking control. We also have heard from President Joe Biden, who were told by his aide that he will not be given a statement today, but perhaps will do so tomorrow.
Ignatius, I mean, we were expecting, as you say, the Republicans to take certainly the House of Representatives and probably the Senate. It wasn't entirely sure. So we were expecting a Republican wave. Are you suggesting we haven't seen the Republican wave yet, or maybe it could still come as these results come in?
As the early results are showing, remember that there are 35 seats in the Senate that are up for grabs during the 2022 midterm elections. Out of that, 30 of those seats have been called. We're waiting for 5 more, and these are critical states. And so as of now, the red wave, I can tell you, isn't happening, and the Democratic Party, surprisingly, have performed much better than any of the previous midterm elections that have been held, even under former President Barack Obama and Clinton.
Obviously, a lot more voting to come. Do we know how long it's going to take? And I suppose it'll be different in each place. This could go right down to the last vote counted in the last state before we know.
That's absolutely true, Stephen. You do know that there are different electoral laws for different states. Some of the results kept coming in as at 6 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday, and some as early as 1 a.m. this morning in Alaska, for example. So we would have to wait until the very last minute, because in some states as well, postmarked ballots that were mailed in would have to be counted. And if those ones have not been counted, we will not have a clear picture of what's going on. But let me also talk to you about the state of Georgia. It's a very crucial and highly contested Senate result. So far, we do know that Stacey Abrams, who had a rematch with the Governor Brian Kemp, has conceded defeat as far as the governorship is concerned. But the result for the Senate level has not been called yet. If either of the parties do not get the 50% that is required, it means that that Senate election would have to go for a runoff on December the 6th. It's exactly what happened 2 years ago. And we have the Democratic Party have been represented by Raphael Warnock and the Republican Party been represented by Herschel Walker. It's a critical race to keep an eye on. The Senate results are not in. We would have to wait. And again, there's the possibility for a runoff if either of the party fails to clinch the 50% required.
The United States, of course, hugely divided. People voting, it seems, from what I can see, mostly peacefully and calmly. But the fact that the country is so divided is also being demonstrated in this race, in this result. It's so close.
It's absolutely close. And, it also brings to the conversation about the future of democracy in the United States of America, one of the democratic countries and what we call the free world in the world. And you do recall that exactly a year ago, January the 6th of 2021, just behind me is the U.S. Capitol. It was besieged, and it indeed stunned the world, following what supporters of former President Trump saw as an election that was stolen, one which was denied by the Democratic Party and President Joe Biden. And so again, the future of democracy is a conversation that voters had in mind as they kept to the polls. So it gives you a different picture, really, of the talk of division, i.e. relative states within the United States. And we will all again have to wait until the next few hours, the next couple of days, until the very last ballot is counted to know exactly which of the party is taking full control of the Senate at this time.
Ignatius Annor from Voice of America, really appreciate the update. I know you're very busy today. Thank you very much indeed. Certainly a lot tighter than people thought at this stage. Let's wait for the final results and see what picture they present in the US.